Record button. There we are. Hi everybody, just a quick like.
Hello. Just a little quick one, yeah.
And because I wasn't paying attention, I'll have to show you that I've started Lucy from Attic 24's Granny Straight Blanket using the Woodland colour palette. And I'm not following the order there, I'm moving this greenish to the top next to the storm blue, I think it is.
Yeah.
It offends me to be where it is.
Well, you know, sometimes you just have to go with your own idea, don't you?
Yeah, it's not doing it for me, so I'm just going to move it around ever so slightly. And she has this extremely long stripe sequence, and I'm just going to repeat these stripes.
Fair enough.
I'm thinking, why do I want to complicate it?
Well, you don't, do you?
No, and I've
There's
been
no
out.
need.
I've been
You've
out
been in the world.
in my decorator's mask.
Did you actually wear it?
I did briefly. I thought Fiona, when I gave her a lift, was going to die laughing. I should say that she's my neighbour, and she was doing shopping for another two vulnerable neighbours who I'd offered to pick up shopping for, but she had already got their money. And she knows I've been ill, and I heavy scrub sanitised the car yesterday inside top to bottom. She wore a mask. We both had latex gloves on. We did everything possible. We drove with the windows open to keep everybody safe. It felt like an extra from The Walking Dead.
No, I think it sounds like some kind of kinky movie that you're wearing masks and latex gloves. I mean,
well, yeah.
What's going on in the world?
You've got to get your kicks where you can these days. That's all I'm saying.
I can't see us in the group, you know. Did you say you'd put live?
No, I'm just recording on Zoom.
Ah, right, okay.
I haven't done OBS yet. I thought, I just thought it was easier.
Yeah, it's fine. Because you've already been out and braved the world, but I have to go very shortly.
Well, and I'm expecting a call back in a few minutes from Denise, who's also braved Tesco's. And my 90-something-year-old neighbour Kay, who's lovely, but has had to go out for 3 massive shops this week, and she lives on her own. I mean, she must be baking for the 5,000.
My goodness.
The sweets she goes through puts me to shame. Well, it's quite amusing, really. But she was going out for her again with another massive shopping list. And Fiona and I drove round to Aldi, and the queue went several times around this very big car park, and I just thought,
So the car park itself was all right. You could have got parked. It was just the queue of people.
Car park was a quarter full, but it was the queue of people every 2 metres going twice around the car park. Now, from what Denise said, because she went in there and went in Tesco's, and she said it was a bigger queue at Tesco's, but they got in a lot faster.
Right, okay.
And the stores, the Tesco is an extra, it's massive.
Right, so
maybe that's the one I should have gone to, but we didn't bother with the Aldi. I've got enough lactose-free milk to last a few days. I needed flour and eggs and other stuff, and Home Bargains and Pound Stretcher didn't have them. But I did stock up on urgent and essential things like my hazelnut latte for the morning.
Well, that is urgent, yeah. My local Spar sells the lactose-free milk. Do you not have something like that you could go to for that?
They don't do lactose-free. They do have it at Booths, but it's £1.85, and I can buy a litre of it for 85 pence in Aldi, and it's £1.45 in Asda or Tesco.
Yeah, it's usually about £1.40, and then quite often you can get it on offer for around £1.10.
Yeah. So on to the next colour now, which is called tomato.
Oh, interesting. I'm doing my little baby cardigan.
Right.
And so I have got the back and the 2 fronts together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do a faux seam up there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a faux seam. How
Oh,
cool.
that'll be cute.
Yeah, I'm just doing stocking stitch.
Are you liking the yarn?
I've got, at the moment, I am using Paint Box.
Oh, I
Baby
haven't
DK.
used that one. Is it an Aaron or a DK or
Baby DK, this one.
Right.
So I'm using this one, which I think is cream. So that one there. But I have got a dark grey and a light grey, which I think they're both all right for girls still, though, aren't they? Grey.
Hardy said so.
I don't think that they want everything in pink, do they?
I don't think so.
No. So anyway, this is going to be a white jacket, because you always need a little white jacket to go on, especially if your baby's born sort of like end of August, beginning of September, because you need layers, don't you?
You do.
So yeah,
Absolutely do.
did you do any more on your cardigan?
I did. Would you like a quick update on my cardigan?
I would definitely like a look on your
I'll have to move my exciting bag of colours out of the way because the cardigan 9 is underneath.
Okay.
But I split or joined the body, I should say, split 4 sleeves. So yeah, I'll try it on with a thread later and see if I can get. Jake is actually home.
Right.
See if I can talk him into taking a photograph. Oh, and I've just pulled it off the needle. There we go.
No, that's always the danger, isn't it? When you pick things up and put them down.
Well,
I did that to my one. You know, my cardigan that I'm going to be steeking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all on holders, and one of the holders opened, and all the stitches came off. That's the only thing I don't like about stitch holders. I much prefer these, like the cables, and you put the stoppers on. I think they're much more secure than a stitch holder, personally.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Look at the concentration.
I know.
Well, in a minute, when you finished concentrating, I'll show you. I've got another collar change on my behind the green door.
Oh. You show us.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready to share these? Hang on.
I'm going to oil that chair.
I know. Do you know what my husband keeps saying about it? And I said to him, the weather's going to be lovely over the weekend. So the kids and I, they don't know it, but they're going to come with me in the garage so that we can get the lawnmower out so I can cut the grass. And whilst we're in there, we shall be finding the WD-40 for my chair. Right, here we go then. I don't know how much that's going to show up in this light.
Yeah, it's like, is that a deeper blue?
Darker blue, yeah. So we've gone from light grey to dark grey to light bluey grey to dark blue. And then I think the next one is a sky blue afterwards, and then I think it goes back to the light grey.
Right, okay.
So this colour and one more colour, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exciting,
I'll show you this now so you can see the difference between copper and the tomato.
It looks slightly peachy
and
coloured.
Then this next, which is just called Spice. And then this kind of a mustardy colour, which is called Gold after that. And then there's a yellow, and then we go through yellowy green to sort of slightly different greens. So I'm going to have to play with the sequencing of the greens till I like it, so that I'm happy with it, and then decide where to put the mocha colour, which is kind of a mushroomy browny shade. And then there's 2 greys.
Yeah.
There's a storm blue, and then there's a greeny blue, which I don't think goes with the greens. I think it could work better with the blue. Sorry about that. I'll have to edit it out. See, it's been doing all the shopping. And she's got the beginnings of a tooth abscess, but it isn't swollen yet. She's just in pain. The dentist will not give her antibiotics until it is presenting as a massive abscess, and she can video conference with them so that they can see it. and then it could take a week to get the antibiotics to her.
That seems really helpful, doesn't it?
So I guess we're all going to be on the phone, phoning round to see who's got anything like penicillin or Flagyl or anything of that ilk that could help her before it becomes a problem. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't understand why any health service acts like this.
Well, yeah.
They want us to prevent anything happening with our teeth by brushing them to the point that they drop to bits and they've no enamel left.
Yeah.
But when it comes to them preempting anything, they're not interested.
No.
And I don't get it.
It's this whole antibiotics thing, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
do not give, do not give, do not give.
Yeah, and the lady in the village has tested positive for COVID-19, and we do think she caught it from the pool vicar. So.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he was very ill. Yeah, it's not, and the problem is that they visit a lot of vulnerable people, and a lot of retired people who travel a lot and probably brought it here.
Yeah, when they were on their holidays.
Yeah, and that's probably been the route of transmission. It's all a bit. So neither of them now are allowed out for 12 further weeks.
Excellent.
So they've got a good support network, so it's fine.
Yeah,
she was asking if anybody was going to donate for one of the ladies in the village has been using the school kitchen, because obviously that's not being used.
Right.
To do pie and peas for residents who are shut in, basically.
Right.
So that they've got one nice meal a week that someone else has cooked, and it feels like they've been somewhere, which is a nice idea.
It is definitely. It's a lovely idea.
But she paid for it the first week and someone else paid for it the second week, and it's quite an expensive undertaking.
Yeah.
You know, when you've sort of 40 or 50 people to cook for.
And all the different ingredients, yeah.
Well, absolutely.
And whatever you can get, wherever you can get it at the moment as well.
Well, yeah, and that's the difficulty. I mean, on the way back, I have to say it was joyous driving today, because there was hardly anybody out there other than couriers and truck drivers.
Yeah.
And coming through the village, there was a vehicle behind me, and that was from Brown's at Lindell, one of the local butchers. So they were obviously out on delivery routes. He was stopping every now and then and getting out with great big boxes and bags of stuff. So it's good to see the local businesses that are thriving as a result of this. You know, there's got to be some good come out of it. But yeah, I'll try some of the smaller shops and see if I can get some laptops.
I think the smaller ones are a better bet. You know, like your Tesco Express or something, if you've got them.
Yeah.
Rather than your Tesco Extra.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to brave a bigger shop at some point. But even it was my first time out today. I mean, I had me wingman, so that wasn't too bad.
Was it a bit of a shock? Was it much how you expected? Better, worse?
It was strange to go to Home Bargains and there was tape on the floor 2 meters apart for your queuing, and everybody knew the drill. Everybody did the queuing. Nobody pushed in. Everybody was really polite. And some of the aisles are a little bit narrow. They maybe are 2 or 3 meters apart. But when you've got a couple of people in a shorter aisle and, you know, you want to be past them, you're kind of having to snug up to the fitment to get past without getting too close and say, is it all right if I pass? Or, you know, if you're going to be a while, I'll go around the other way, because you don't want to get any closer.
And then you get the idiots that will come up the middle between you and somebody else.
Oh yeah, this guy ran into me several times with his shopping basket. And he said, I hope you don't drive like this. And I just looked at him and I said, I'm not the prick that can't understand 2 meters, and just walked off.
Yeah.
I just thought,
because, you know, a trolley isn't 2 meters.
Well, no, it isn't.
So if he's hitting you with it, because I had that last week when I went to Morrison's, stood in the queue outside to get in, and the guy behind me keeps bashing into the back of me with his trolley. I had to ask him not to in the end.
Can you see Jake? Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hiya, you alright?
All right.
Oh, he's home.
Yeah, it's nice to have him home. It was a nice surprise today. I didn't know.
Did he
I
bring
think
the
he's come
telly
home for
back?
Disney Plus.
All right. I was going to say, bring the telly back.
You did bring the telly back, didn't you? And I dare say there'll be a bag full of washing. But it's all good. The machine needs to go on. But yeah, it was strange driving. And Jake, you won't believe it. I got back and I was in quite a narrow space, an awkward space, and I parallel parked into the space first time, no swearing, no sweating, and got out the car and went, wow, I've not driven for 2 weeks. And I think because I was just so comfortable getting back in the car and I just relaxed and didn't really think about it.
Obviously, the break did you a little bit of good then.
Yeah, when I went out, there was a DPD van on the street and I thought, oh, he must be delivering.
Yeah.
I never thought any more of it. When I came back, he's still there, but the bonnet's up and there's a Mercedes rescue there. And I thought, oh, great, that's not going to be good for him today.
No.
Because he'll have come up from Preston or Blackburn or somewhere like that in the nearest hub.
And I think they get paid by how many parcels they deliver, don't they?
They do. It's ridiculous the way that they are paid. It's all wrong.
Yeah. It's not fair at all.
Yeah, so what time have you...
Go on.
I was going to say, what time have you got to go?
Well, I'm going to sign off here in 5 minutes and then that'll give me a chance to go and... Because I am half dressed. I've got my tracky bottoms on. I'm just going to put some jeans on, go to the little girl's room, get my shoes on, and then I think I'm going to drive the long way round,
right,
just to give my car a little bit of extra go to, and then hopefully try and find a parking space and get parked up for about 4:30 hopefully. I might try and persuade one of the kids to come with me so they can just sit in the car and I can leave the engine running.
Yeah, wouldn't hurt the car, would it?
Exactly. So, and they don't have to get dressed or anything, but I can imagine this being a fight. I can imagine neither one of them wanting to come out. Callum probably would, but I think he might be in a game, in which case I've had it, he ain't coming anywhere.
Yeah, right.
So, I think I have heard him shouting at someone.
It is unreasonable of you. So.
Well, I mean, it's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, so I feel a bit scruffy today because I've not washed my hair. I did have a shower this morning, but feels like it's all over the place. And I did look a proper sight in my mask.
I would say you look windswept and interesting.
Oh, there you are then, Jake. Windswept and interesting.
Story of my life.
Says it's the story of his life.
And mine. I just have crazy hair. I did all sorts of stuff this morning. Before 10 o'clock, I'd cleaned 2 bathrooms, sorted out a cupboard, done a load of washing, vacuumed, because I can't use the H word because the dog will bark, vacuumed all through upstairs and had a shower.
All right. Did I show you the photograph I found the other day of me with long hair?
No, I don't think you did.
Oh, I must grab it. Because speaking of crazy hair, I think we have the same hair.
Okay. Oh, wow. Where did you get all that hair from? Who's that?
Well, I think I was about 29 or 30 there, maybe.
Yeah.
28, 29, something like that. And I always had it long.
Right.
At that sort of age. And I kept it long for years, and then it gets so ratty, and I'd love to have it that length again because I really like it. But what makes me laugh about this photograph is this is taken at the top of Snowdon.
Yeah.
I got sunburnt that day. That's with
Oh,
my
dear.
brother and sister-in-law. I don't know who this bloke is modelling for Freeman's
who I'm
catalogue.
wondering.
Yeah,
He's definitely loving life up there, isn't he?
yeah, the poser. And that's Sally. So
Which
that
one's
is
Sally?
Joshua's mum.
Is that Joshua?
Joshua, who was born last summer.
Is that Joshua?
That's Joshua's mum.
Oh, that's Joshua's mum. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Wow.
So that's how long ago that was.
What, about 3 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's my brother-in-law in the white t-shirt and my
Yeah.
sister-in-law with the crazy hair like
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
And Becky is there somewhere but was probably running around. But I just love this yellow t-shirt guy. I mean, giving it some anti-fabulous in their photograph.
Do you know, when me and my friends go running, we always have a joke like, what camera? I didn't see a camera. And he looks a bit like that. He's quite obviously seen someone having the camera out and taking photos, and he's all posy, but he's like, I didn't see a camera.
But Kevin and Hayley, when we'd got down to the car park after this walk at Snowdon, they always play a joke on one another, and one of the running gags is a recorder of Becky's, and it's such a shrill instrument for anybody that has never played it or been suffered through listening to it. It's shrill and horrible, isn't it, the recorder?
Yeah.
Probably quite relaxing to play, but it's certainly not relaxing to listen to someone learning. But whenever we'd see them, there would be a recorder snuck into one of our bags or the back of the car, or you'd find it in your boot in a shopping bag or something like that, weeks later. And then we'd have to sneak it back to them the next time we saw them. And it still goes on now. Kevin still does it with them. But she had found the recorder in the boot of the car and grabbed a gallon of water that Ken had put in there in case they broke down, opened it up and went to throw it at Kevin, who just sidestepped lively out of the way, and who stood behind him absolutely soaked to the skin.
Oh, nightmare.
Yeah, it's a good job I have a sense of humour. I was laughing about it, but
isn't it just?
I could quite cheerfully have taken the gallon, refilled it, and then beaten him with it.
Well, you know, there's always time still, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. Revenge is a dish best served cold, they say, don't they?
Exactly.
But yeah.
Right, I'm going to have to love you and leave you today.
Right, good luck. I'll do a bit of editing somewhere in the middle when we're interrupted.
Okay, it's fine. And we've got our very exciting
interview
sesh tomorrow.
Yeah, with
looking forward to that.
I'm suspecting it will probably be sort of 6 to 8 or something like that, because she's on the Pacific time.
Right, okay.
It's the same as PJ over in California.
Cool.
They're about 7 hours behind us.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll know more after. I'm going to keep this open, and I've sent her the link for the same meeting, so she'll just drop in and do a quick test whenever she's got chance.
Fab.
Right. Good luck.
Right. Thank you. I'll let you know how I got on.
Yeah, stay safe. Are you going to put your purple ribbed mask on? Or?
I think I might put a cowl of some kind on. I might put my my rose textured one on to go out. It will go. The blue will go nicely with my coat. So I'll put that on and pull that up.
Yeah, I had a cowl over the top of my mask as well.
It doesn't hurt, does it?
They're the fashion at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Most women seem to be wearing them.
Yeah, and it's not exactly warm out there, so it'll be fine. Right, I will see you later then.
Good luck. Bye, Z.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.